You're just in time for another Making Comics 101 quick tip. Greetings, people of the internet. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. Welcome to another Making Comics 101 quick tip. If you've been following this series of Making Comics 101, you know that on Mondays we put out the actual episode and we go through whatever that topic is for the week. And then on Wednesday we dive a little deeper and we give you a bonus issue. And then here on Friday we do a little quick tip. So this is something, you know, these are the shorter episodes, the bite-sized pieces that maybe gives you a little actual step, or maybe something you didn't hear about, or something that you can use to kind of help in your comic making storytelling. So what have we been talking about this week? Well, we've been talking about scripting. Now, if you ever worked on your script, say if you're working digitally, you've got Word or whatever word processing program you have open that you're using to do the script, and you're editing and things, you're cutting things out and moving things around. Sometimes it's kind of hard to cut and paste and just move your scenes around. Now, something that they do when they, you know, like the, say Disney or Pixar animators or any, you know, most animators, when they're coming up with their story, they might have like a big bulletin board with a bunch of 3x5 cards, and you know I like those 3x5 cards because what you can do, especially if you've got a bunch of people working on the same story, is everyone can look at it. You can take different cards like, oh, I like this scene here, but maybe this should happen over here, or maybe you know, we don't need this scene anymore. Maybe you found a different way to tell that story. Well, there's another way to do that that you can do you know, on the computer, and that is by using Trello. Now, you may have heard me talk about Trello before. That's what I use to sort of organize all my tasks and everything. But something you can do with Trello is you can have you can kind of break it out. Now, there's a number of different ways you can do this, but I'll talk about the way I do it. I create one board that's sort of a sequence or sort of events, you know. So we've got all the different events that could happen in our story, and when I lay them out, I try to put them in somewhat of an order that I think they might work in. But the idea and the beauty of using Trello is that you can easily move these things around. So then I've got another board that says maybe like sequence of events. So that's where I'm going to drag all my boards in to make sure they're in the correct order. And then I kind of move them up or down. And then I've got another board that I use that's you know, something like edited out of the story or something that we're not going to use. So if there's a scene that we just decide it's just not going to fit, it's not going to work, we can move that over there. And the good thing about that, instead of just throwing it in the trash or whatever, it's still there. So if you know, maybe something happens and we're like, you know what, maybe that scene does make sense, so we can bring it back into our story. But that's just a good way to sort of organize your story without having to do all the cut and paste and everything first. You can kind of figure out that timeline, and then you can go in, you can start scripting out your story. So using Trello as a way to sort of edit and create your sequence events in your story, that's today's quick tip. So there you have it, and I will see you guys next week when we talk about another topic, and I'll see you then. That is all. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Also, you can follow me at Serkworks on social media, and now you can support the work that I do on Patreon. If you like making comics, then go to Serkworks.com and pick up the Comic Maker Starter Kit. It's packed full of fonts, brushes, templates, and more, and best of all, it's totally free.